budget just right over the year.
Budget slide. Tells about on Yahweh but Yashala.
Tells about when Yahweh but Yashala.
La Yashala.
Imagine when you go down, it's rising, you see it's all right?
Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Avanah, Shabbat Shemayim, VERDAD, I.S.U.P.K, Yahweh, Halak-Wam-Ka, Levadura, Presenta, I.S.U.P.K, the thunder now, will come, cold, the warm, what's the locking now, the walking now, that's the locking now, the
ووقنا
ووقنا
والآن
والآن
لم يعينا
وبيعنا
ونسيبون
ونسيبون
أبوه
أبوه
أبشينا
وشينا
بيان
ويان
راي
راي
كيان
كيان
لكا
لكا
أملاقا
أملاقا
وهآلا
وهآلا
وكفارا
وكفارا
لا نميم
Amen.
أمام
Our Father,
our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy
Thy
name.
kingdom come.
Thy kingdom
Thy
come.
will be
Thy
done.
will be done
In earth
as it is in heaven.
Give us this
Give
day
us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our
As
debts
we forgive our
as
debtors.
we forgive our
And
debtors.
lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from
For
evil.
thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it. This is Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashim,
Ba'ashim,
Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Bakashah,
Bakashah,
the thunder now,
Lebanon,
Hakak,
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 Larba'ah,
Arba'ah,
Kal Makalah,
Ramakulah,
Kal Marwah,
Ramadawah,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Latahar,
Latahar,
Hamatazariah,
Tazariah,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Lahakia,
Lahakia,
Lamakia,
Hamakia,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Arakawa,
Arakawa,
Atama'ala,
Tama'ala,
the Garashah,
Garashah,
Ba'ashim Yahushua,
Hashem
the
Yahushua,
Wadamun,
Wadamun, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of
in the
Yahushua,
name of Yahushua,
please give us the power,
give us the power,
power to heal,
the power to heal,
all manner of sickness,
all manner of sickness,
all manner of disease,
all manner of disease,
the power to cleanse the
the
leper,
power to cleanse the
the
leper,
power to raise the
the
dead,
power to raise the
the
dead,
power against unclean
the
spirits,
power against unclean
to
spirits,
cast them out,
to cast them
in the
out.
name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua,
Thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it. This is bless Israel in the Hebrew. This is Psalms 121. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Aisha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Ahahaya,
Ahahaya,
Ma'ayan,
Ma'ayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Isaiah,
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 Ma'ayin,
Ma'ayin,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ashah,
Aisha,
Shemayim,
Shemaiah,
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 Wa'aratazah,
Wa'aratazah,
Ayathan,
Ayathan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Lagalka,
Lagalka,
Al-Yanamor,
Al-Yanawah,
Shemarka,
Shemarka,
Anah,
Anah,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yanamor,
Yanawah,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yayashun,
Yayashun,
Shawamar,
Shawamah,
Yasha'ala,
Yasha'ala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shemarka,
Shemarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazolka,
Tazalka,
Al-Gad,
Al-Gad,
Yamyamka,
Yamyamka,
Yawamar,
Yawamah,
Hashemash,
Hashemash,
La'ayakaka, La'ah,
La'ah,
Yakaka,
Kaka,
Wayarah,
Wayarah,
Balayala,
Walayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Call Right,
Kalrai,
Yashamar,
Yashama,
Atnapashka,
Atnapashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashama,
Taza'aka,
Tazanaka,
Wawa'aka,
Wawa'aka,
Wa'idha,
Wa'aitha,
Wa'ai,
Wa'ai,
Avallah.
I will lift up my eyes unto the
I
hills.
will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my
My
help?
help cometh from
My
Yahweh,
help cometh from
which
Yahweh,
made heaven and
which
earth.
made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
Even as suffered thy foot to be
He
moved.
that keepeth thee
He that keepeth
will
thee
not stumble.
will not stumble.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Yasha'ala
he that keepeth Yasha'ala
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade.
Yahweh is thy shade.
Upon thy right hand.
Upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by
nor
night.
the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all
from
evil.
all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming
and
in
thy coming
from
in
this time
from
forth
this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Psalm 83.
This is Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Al-Damayalaka,
Al-Tamayalaka,
Al-Zakarash,
Al-Tachrash,
Al-Bashakwat,
Al-Tashakwa,
Al, the Yahanna,
Al-Yahanna,
Al-Yabika,
Al-Yamlika,
Yahama Yawan,
Yahama Yawan,
Wamashanayaka,
Wamashanayaka,
Asha'awa,
Asha'awa,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al-Aimaka,
Al-Aimaka,
Ya'aryawa,
Ya'irayamwa,
Sawad,
Sawad,
Wayataya Al-Tazawad,
Wayatayai Tazawad,
Al-Tazawanyaka,
Al-Tazapawanyaka,
Amarwa,
Amawa,
Bakawa,
Rakawa,
Wanakakida,
Wanakashida,
Mugaya,
Magoya,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Sham Yasha'al,
Shamyashad,
Aywan,
Aywan,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Lama'at Tazawad,
Nawa'ai Tazawad,
La,
La,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Ayaka,
Ayaka,
Baya,
Baya,
Yakaratwa,
Yakaratwa,
Aholia,
Ahaya,
Adamor,
Adawah,
Wayashaman, Slaki.
Wayashama Aliyah,
Waya Somalia,
Mama Abba,
Awa,
Mahagari,
Mahakoi,
the Ball,
the Ball,
Mama One,
I'm one,
Mama La,
I'm a lot,
for the shop,
on the shop,
Anya Shaba,
I'm the shop,
Tazawar,
Tons of war,
Young Ashawa,
Young Ashuwa,
Dalawa,
Dalawa,
Aymam,
I'm up,
Ayawa,
Iowa,
Zawar,
Zarawai,
Anya Lawat,
the Panya,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha Laham,
I shall have
the
the
Maya,
Manya,
Asa Yasara'ah,
Kasayasa,
the Yamya,
the Yamya,
the
the
Nakal,
Khan,
by Yashma,
the Yashma,
the Shamadwa,
National,
by Yanda Abra,
by Yandara,
Ayawa,
Iowa,
the Mud,
the Man,
La Dama,
Dama,
Sayathoma,
by Dama,
and the Yakuba,
and the Yakuwa,
Kara,
Kaira,
because of Abba,
because of Amma,
because of Bak,
because of Bach,
called Tazamana,
cut to Solomonai,
because of Zolomana,
cut to Solomonai,
called the Sayakamwa,
Kal, Nasaya Kamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amara,
Amaru,
Nayarash, Nayarashah,
Ayurashah,
Nanawa,
Nawa,
Nahawa,
Nawa,
Alahayam,
Alahaya,
Alahayam,
Alahaya,
Sayathoma,
Sayakama,
Agaga,
Kaganga,
Wash,
Akwash,
the Punya Raka,
Apaniracha,
the Ash,
Kaash,
the Ba'ira Yaira,
Baba Ira, Yaira,
Wakalahaba,
Okalahaba,
Dalahat,
Talaha,
Ari,
Arya,
Khan,
Khan,
the Radapa,
Abadapa,
Masa'ira,
Basaira,
Wapasapaka,
Baba Samapaka,
the Bahalim,
Baba Hala,
the Bahala,
Baba Hala,
Bala'a,
Alaha,
Panyaha,
Panya,
Balawan,
Walawan,
the Yakwashma,
Waiva Kwashma,
Shamka,
Shabka,
Yahaw,
Yahau,
Yakwashma,
Yabashma,
Waivahowa,
Waiva Hanga,
Ayyaai,
Ayya,
Wayakaparwa,
Waya Kupar,
Wayabadwa,
Waya Abadwa,
Wayadaiwa,
Waya Naiwa,
the Yah, Atha, Shamka, Yahaw, the Badka, Ayyawan, Akal, Ratza,
Ratazan. So I made three. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy
And
peace.
be not still, O
Be
Yahweh.
not still, O
For
Yahweh. For lo,
thy enemies making tumult,
thy enemies making tumult,
and they that hate
and
thee
they that hate thee
have lifted up the
have
head.
lifted up the head.
They are taking crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people,
and consulted
and consulted
against thy hidden
against
ones.
thy hidden ones.
They have
They
said,
have said,
Come,
Come,
let us cut them
let
off,
us cut them off,
from being the
from
nation,
being the nation,
that the name of
that
Israel
the name of Israel
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together
But they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one
They
consent.
are confederate against
They
thee.
are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom
and the
and
Ishmaelites,
the
the
Ishmaelites,
Moab,
and Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
the Baal,
the Baal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines, which inhabits of
with
Tyre,
the inhabitants of
as
Tyre,
also is joined with them.
as is also joined with them.
They have opened the children of
They
Lot,
have opened the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah,
unto them,
do unto
as
them,
unto the
as
Midianites,
unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to
as
Jabez,
to
at
Jabez,
the brook of
at the
Kishon,
brook of
which
Kishon,
perished at Endor,
which burns at
they
Endor.
became as dung for the
They
earth.
became the dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like for red,
Make their nobles like a
and
red,
like the air.
and like say, hey,
Yea,
yea,
all their princes,
all their princes,
as a bar,
as a bar,
and as a moon,
and as a moon,
who say,
who say,
let us take to ourselves
let us take to
the
ourselves
houses of the Most High in possession.
the house of the Most High
All
possession,
my power,
all my power,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a
as a
wheel,
stone before the wind,
as a stump for the
as a
wind,
fire burning the wood,
as the fire burneth the
and as
wood,
the flame set the mountains on
and
fire.
as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy
with
tempest,
thy tempest,
and make them
and
afraid
make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with
that they
shame,
may seek thy
that
name.
they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded,
let them be confounded,
trouble forever.
in trouble forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame,
let them be put to shame,
and perish,
and perish,
and then they know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
name alone,
whose name alone is Yahweh,
the Most High,
art the Most High
over
over all the earth.
So be.
So big. This is blessings for the power structure in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Wa Yahweh Shah,
Yahweh Shai,
Wa Yaka Allah,
Baba Yakala,
La Alahaya,
Alahaya,
the Tasbiyah,
Tazim Yahweh,
Alawakna,
Alawakah,
Alawakna,
Alawakah,
Asaranya,
Asaranya,
Akwatazayanya,
Akwatazayanya,
Akwayayawya,
Achayayoyo,
Wahakwakia,
Mahakwakia,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bashim Yahushua,
Sham Yahushai,
Devar Aman,
Devar Aman, Blessed be Yahweh.
Blessed be Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
Everybody Yakala.
Everybody Yahweh.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanded to Yahanna.
Commanded to Yahweh.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh
In the
Shai.
name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Turn. This chapter needs to be seen. Right? So, all right. Shalom Israel, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Thumb, Yahweh Shema Al Thumb, Bob Shem, Yahweh Shai. Okay, we're going to go into the book of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. We're reading from the Hebrew, and then we'll read back the English. Okay, we're going to a little bit. But if you didn't know, this is the last day this year of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. What is unleavened bread? Here we go. Okay, take a piece of that. But we're required by the law of the Most High to eat 7 days unleavened bread. On the first day, which is the Holy Convocation, to the last day, which is another Holy Convocation, right? And we do this throughout our generations. We're going to go into a little bit of why we do it, right? But first, we're going to go to the book of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, if you will.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1. Levadura, Yahweh, Ali, Rashad, Lavar. Verse 2. Lavar, Ali, Wanya, Yasha'ala, Wa'amuraf, Alhamd, Mawa'ayya, Yahweh, Ashar, the Quora'ah, the Quora'ah, a third, Ayah, the Dash, Allaham, it's like Allah, my idea, verse 3. Shashak, Yum, that Aisha. Malakah, Wama Yawam, Asher, Maya Ayah, Shabbat, Makorah, Dash, Kam, Malakah, the I.S.U.P.K, Shabbat, Awa'ah, the Yahweh, Call, over Shabbat, over Shabbat, Yakam. Verse 4. Allah, our idea, Yahweh, our Kobrayah, the Dash, the Shah, the Korah, the Thumb. What I don't. Verse 5. Kadash. Shawan. Aishar, Akadash, Bayan, Aira Baya, Isupk Puerto verse 6. Kamash Aisha Yabon Lakadash Ata Hazak Ka Hamatazawaf Layahawa Sheba'ait Yam Matazawaf the Akalwa verse 7 Layawam Ira Shawan Makwara Kadash Yahaya Lakam Kal Mala'aka Ibada La'a the Ashwa. This is it. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1 through 7 in the English. And the Lord speaking to Moses, saying, verse 2, speaking to the children of Israel and saying to them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts. Verse 3, 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. You shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
Which means when you go to prisons, that every Saturday, right, from Friday night to Saturday night, is the Sabbath of rest. Meaning, this is the day when the Lord tells the rich of Israel who have businesses and hired Israelites, right? It's supposed to be telling to your boss that on this day, no work shall be done for money. You know what I'm saying? No work should be done. You're supposed to give your servants rest on that day. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to be greedy or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to consider that the Lord took a rest when He did His work. Yes or no? Right? He took a rest. But guess what? The Lord remembered what it's like to work hard, and He want His people to take that rest. You know what I'm saying? In this setup, our slave master, right, our oppressor, he don't care about the children of the Lord. He'll make you work all the time. Now, I recommend that if you could take off on every high holy day, every Sabbath. You can do it. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to strive to do. You ain't supposed to even be out there trying to earn this dollar like that. You know what I'm saying? But we're in captivity, so at times you might be out of power. You pray to the Lord and He deal with that boss of yours in such a way that He gonna remember. But I best let take this man or this woman to go serve her God.
If I could, sir. Go ahead. And this is the Lord giving us pretty much like, you know, we celebrate the so-called white man, our oppressor. We celebrate his holidays. And on Thanksgiving, we say this is the only time that family can get together. The Lord makes it so that every week our family can get together when we serve Him. You know, the Lord understands the need for families to be together. He gives us this break every single week. You understand? Unlike the so-called white man who gives us a day out the year and tells us that we should observe and follow him. You understand? Our oppressor, so like. Because verse 4, these are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. Verse 5, and the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover. Verse 6, and on the 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
Good. And that's what we did for the 24th of April, right? We celebrated the Lord's Passover. You know what I'm saying? We do this continually every year. This year was the 52nd annual, right? Lord's Passover. We celebrated the Lord helping his people come out of Egypt by way of destroying our oppressor at the time, who were the Egyptians. You know what I'm saying? Those Africans, right, who were called Egyptians. We were captives and we were their essential workers who hated us, the same way our oppressors today in this American empire hate us. You know what I'm saying? So we do this and we do this because of what the Lord said to do. It's the law. It's the 23rd chapter, right? Another thing is also to remember what the Lord did for us, because in order for people to get saved, in this case Israel, another nation got to die. Another nation got to get destroyed. Another nation got to lose power, just like the Egyptians. Keep going.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 6, and on the 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
What?
Ye must eat unleavened bread. Ye must eat unleavened bread. Ye must eat unleavened bread.
Perhaps I should.
Ye must eat unleavened bread.
M-U-S-T.
Ye must
eat unleavened bread. If you could hold that right there, go to Exodus 4th chapter. And I want you to start at the the whole event you can read yourself, but I want you to read from read verse 11 right there.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 11.
Read 10.
Verse 10. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning.
Go to 8 slide.
Exodus 12, verse 8.
And let me give a backdrop, right? The Lord came and told Moses to tell the children of Israel to go get a lamb or a goat, right? Of the first year without blemish, meaning without defects, right? So that way, each family, each household can take this lamb, right? Get the blood out, and take the blood and use a hyssop to put it on the post of the door, and what we call today the header of the door, okay? So that way, the death angel can pass over this household, right? If the family is small and you take that lamb with the family next door, right? And you count everybody, and that lamb you shared it with your neighbor, okay? Everybody was required to do that, plus also continue.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 8. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire.
Roast with what?
Roast with fire.
Hear what the Lord said? He's supposed to take it and roast it with fire. We know that today we can throw it on the grill. With some charcoal, roast everything with fire. You know what I'm saying? Smoke it, you know what I'm saying? With fire. Keep going.
And unleavened bread.
What?
And unleavened bread.
One more time.
And unleavened bread.
Right, so even though the next day after Passover starts the Feast of Unleavened Bread, we actually started doing Passover night. There was a reason why. We're going to get to it.
And with bitter herbs they shall eat it.
Now, if you could, drop down to the 12th, to the 11th verse.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 11. And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And ye shall eat it in haste.
What?
In haste.
What?
In haste.
Haste. So we would take this lamb and the unleavened bread and eat it in haste. There was a reason for that as well. Let's drop down to So I'll tell you right now, give me a second. We'll read the ending of 11 when I find what I need.
Oh, God. And ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover.
Now read verse 12.
Verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment.
See what the Lord did? When he say execute judgment, he means execute punishment. That's what judgment means. Your punishment. You know what I'm saying? The Lord went and slaughtered everything that was the firstborn, whether it was man, whether it was a cockroach, a fly, a cow, a lizard, whatever it was, right? Everything and anything that was that firstborn, gone, died that night. You know what I'm saying? Israel, the Lord passed over them because they did what he said to do, which you take the blood and put it on the post and on the header, right? That's what he did, right? So they followed through or not, even of them. If they didn't follow through, guess what's going to happen to them? Firstborn of them would die as well. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 13. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you. And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. Verse 14. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever.
Right.
Verse 15. 7 days shall you eat.
That's important to understand. You should keep it, right, by an ordinance. What is an ordinance? An order, otherwise known as a commandment. That's what the word commandment means. An order. Forever, right? And this shall be unto you for a memorial, and it shall keep, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. You shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. Keep on.
Verse 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away the leaven out of your houses.
Reading this. But the very first day, right, which is right after Passover, hey, even before Passover, even before let's be right with the whole thing. Even before the Passover event starts, before you fly out to gather among Israel to celebrate the Passover, you make sure you get rid of everything that's leavened in your house.
Right.
Meaning baking powder, yeast, any sodium bicarbonate baking powder, baking soda, toothpaste with baking powder, anything that would make bread or dough rise. You know what I'm saying? Let's not get simple. But beer has beer is fermented as well as wine. Yeah, there's a difference. What makes bread rise is the yeast that is alive, the leaven that is alive. In wine, can I see that bottom one there? It's dead here. Therefore, it makes it lawful, just like beer. If you were to pour this or beer into dough, it won't rise. You know what I'm saying? But if you take yeast that's alive, put some water and flour, you're going to see that rise. Okay? Keep going.
For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day unto the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
What?
That soul shall be cut off from Israel. Verse 16. And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation, and in the 7th day there shall be an holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you. Verse 17. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by ordinance forever.
Once again, by an ordinance forever, right? What verse we read up now?
Verse 17.
Verse 17. So now we're going to do right down what I need. Verse 33. Here's the reason why it's unleavened bread. So a lot of people don't understand that, and I'll explain it. Go ahead.
The Exodus chapter 12, verse 33. And the Egyptians were urging upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, we be all dead men. Verse 34. And the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading troughs being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. Verse 35. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses, and they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment. Verse 36. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. Verse 37. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men, beside children. Verse 38. And a mixed multitude went also with them, and flocks and herds, even very much cattle. Verse 39. And they begged unleavened.
Stop right there. 33 said, and the Egyptians were urging upon the people, but meaning after the firstborn of everything died in Egypt, they were like rushing us out of here. Come on, let's go, you gotta get out of here. And they was giving us, they was wanting to take everything, you know what I'm saying? They gave us wealth and everything just to rush us out, you know what I'm saying? And it says in verse 34, the people took their dough before it was leavened, the kneading troughs, right? Being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders, right? So if you want to know, there was no time to wait till the dough rise. You know what I'm saying? I was telling you, the Egyptians were urging upon the people. You have to go now, not tomorrow, not later on, but right now. All right? We go back to wherever he was in the year.
Excellent. Today, sir. During the days of unleavened bread and Passover, this represented the slaughter of the Egyptians. You understand? Like, so when people say that we can be spiritual Israelites and we can do all these things together and anyone can keep the Passover, that is absolutely untrue. Because this is a glorious festival for us because it represents us getting our freedom. You understand? But it represents that when we got our freedom, another nation died. People from another nation died. So in order to commemorate the Passover, that's representing our freedom and another nation being killed. So therefore, if that nation was to keep the Passover, how could they? How could they keep the Passover celebrating their people dying? You understand? This Passover was only for the nation of Israel. There's no such thing as spiritual Israel, and everybody cannot keep this Passover. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 7. In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein. This is Leviticus chapter 23, verse 8 in the Hebrew. Korabathim, Ashab, Yahweh, Shemaiah, Yamya, Bayawam, Asher, Bayaya, Makora'ah, Dash, Kala, Malakath, Abadah, La'ah, the I.S.U.P.K, verse 9. Waya Debar, Yahweh, Allah, Mashah, La'amar, verse 10. Debar, Allah, Banya, Yesha'Allah, Wa'amar, Wa'amar, Wa'amarath, Alhamdulillah, Kaya, Daba Awa, Al, Radasa, Ashar, Anya, Bathan, it's like Nathan, Lakam, Wakatazarath, Wakatazarata, it's like Wakatazar, Wakatazartha, Kutaza Yar, Kutaza Yara, it's like Wahaba a thumb, Aymar, Ra'ashayath, Kutaza Rock, Kutaza Yar, come out, Akahun, verse 11. Verse 12. Verse 13. Wait. Verse 14. Hayawam, Hazak, I have a come, for a bun, ala hayakam, kwath, I will love, let there a thought yakam, or call, Mashabath. Shabbat Yakam. Let's see. Leviticus chapter 23, verses 8 through 14 in the English. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire to the Lord 7 days. And the 7th day is a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. Verse 9. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 10. Speaking to the children of Israel and saying to them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. Verse 11. And ye shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you on the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. Verse 12. And ye shall offer that day when ye wave the sheaf and heat lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord. Verse 13. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the forepart of a hin. Verse 14. And ye shall eat neither bread nor parched corn nor green ears until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations and all your dwellings.
Stop at 14.
Yeah, verse 15.
Right. Leviticus 23rd chapter and 15th verse. Was a father the come on rock, a Shabbat, on your mom, how about you come out of my heart of the park, Shabbat, park. الطرد واعتزال حيوان فساد وقرآن وداش يا كان ملكان أيضا الآن فايشوان وان أي ولا كان ما وهو شباب كان لا نرافق
Leviticus chapter 23, verses 15 through 21 in the English. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that you brought the sheep of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. Verse 16. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and you shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. Verse 17. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2 tenth deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baked with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Lord. Verse 18. And you shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock, and 2 rams. And they shall be for a burnt offering unto the Lord, with their meat offering and their drink offerings, even an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto the Lord. Verse 19. And you shall sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offerings. Verse 20. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before the Lord. With the 2 lambs they shall be holy to the Lord for the priest. Verse 21. And you shall proclaim on the selfsame day that it may be an holy convocation unto you. You shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations.
Page 23, verse 22. What
Leviticus chapter 23, verses 22 through 28. And when you reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest. Neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord your God. Verse 23. The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 24. Speaking to the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial blown of trumpets and holy convocation. 25. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire to the Lord. Verse 26. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 27. Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement, and it shall be an holy convocation unto you. And ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire to the Lord. Verse 28. And ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is the day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God.
Verses 23 and 29. Kaya ka hapasha shah na ma'ina ma'aisa ayuwang hasa wana karatha ma'ay ya third ka hapasha shah na shah ka malaka ma'aisa ayuwang hasa waha Doctor, on the Pasha Waha, on Torah, I-1, 31. Ka, the I-S-U-P, Kwa, I-Wala, the Rakika, Kama, Shabbatika, 32, Shabbat, Hawa, the Kam, Waha, I get up, number Shakika. Mother Shaiha, La Khadash, Ma'irad, Shabbat, 33, Wayadabar, Yahweh Al Bashar, La Amar, 34, Yabar Al Banyar Yashahada, La Amar, Macha, Shah, Aisha, Yawar, La Khadash, Shabbat, Yahaira, Shabbat, Yahaira, Shabbat, Yahaira. Kha Hasa Kuwa Shabbat Ya La Yahweh 35 Mayawam Ara Ashwan Makora Kodash Kabbalah Kat Island La I.S.U.P.
This is Leviticus chapter 23, verses 29 to 35. For whatsoever soul in thee that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. Verse 30. And whatsoever soul in thee that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people. Verse 31. Ye shall do no manner of work, it shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. Verse 32. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls. In the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even shall ye celebrate your Sabbath. Verse 33. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 34, speaking to the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of the 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days unto the Lord. Verse 35, on the first day shall be a holy convocation, ye shall do no servile work therein.
I'm going to read 36 to 40. Right? Shabbat, the young, Yahweh, Asha, Yahweh, Mayawam, Hasha, Yanya, Makora, Kodasha, Ya, Lakam, Mahakurabta, Asha, Yahweh, Tizra, Awa, Kama, Kam, Ayana, I.S.U.P. 37. Wana sakya, the body, you want, by your want, by your 138, Mala body, Shimata, Yahweh, woman the body, Mala Salamata, want to come, woman the body, come, not the guardian come. Woman, come, not the body, come a shot, the third one, like Howard, 39, the cup, Bacham a shot, I shot, you want like a dash, a Shabiaya, but a sack, السبت آت تلو آت الراتزة الخالق آت الخالق يهوى شمع أي يميان ويوان الرأشر ما شبه ويوان هشميان شبه بوني لا ولا خالق الكلب ويوان الرأشر طيار أيتز هدار خبار ثمار ثماري وينع أيتز بأي وأي رابي الخالق وشبه الغني يهوى على حيث شبه أي يوميان.
Leviticus chapter 23, verses 36 through 40 in the English. 7 days you shall offer an offering made by fire to the Lord. On the 8th day shall be a holy convocation unto you, and you shall offer an offering made by fire to the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and you shall do no servile work therein. Verse 37. These are the feasts of the Lord, which you shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire to the Lord, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drink offerings, everything upon his day. Verse 38. Beside the Sabbaths of the Lord, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your freewill offerings which you give unto the Lord. Verse 39. Also on the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, you shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. Verse 40. And you shall take you on the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of fig trees, and willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days.
41, right? 45? وخالق الأنواع خالق الهوى شبه أي اليوم ماشينا خوات أي ولا لبراتك وخداش شبه أي خالق الأنواع ولتي وصل كار شبه أي اليوم كار ها زراح ها زراح ويشعل يشعل Isupk Puerto Rico, I, the practical career, was the one I was back at when Yashala Mahawa the Aya, I was thought about this, my practice about design, and Yahweh Allah Hayaka 44. ويجبار الشاب معين يهوى على يشاء.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 41 through 44. And you shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generation. You shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Verse 42. You shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths. Verse 43. Yet your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Verse 44. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of the Lord.
Right?
La Yasha'Allah.
Imagine upon your Buddha is rising, please. Prayer.
Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanaw. Shabbat Shemayim. DADO. Y.A.H.U.P.K. YAHANNA. LEVADURA.
In Israel, you go up and learn and prepare the spirit to charge. How about Shem Yashai Brak Yah? Now my team will punch up the
This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanaw. Shabbat Shemayim. DADO. Y.A.H.U.P.K. YAHANNA.
Our Father, hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debts.
We forgive our debts.
Please forgive our debts.
Lead us not
into
temptation.
temptation.
Deliver us from evil.
Deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom,
the power,
and the power,
glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be.
So be. The power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua. The Shah. The thumbnail. The Kat. The Kat. Rabba'a. Komakala. Komadwa. The Kat. That's a heart. Amatazaraya. Kat. The Hakia. The Maki. The Kat. Arakara. Atama'ala. The Gavashan. Hashem Yahushua. The Wadama. Yahweh.
Name Yahushua.
Please.
Give us the power.
Give us the power.
Power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
No manner of disease.
No manner of disease.
Power to cleanse the leper.
Power to raise the
Power to
leper.
raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
Power against unclean
The
spirits.
power against unclean spirits.
Cast them out.
Cast them out.
Name
In the
Yahushua.
name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be.
So be. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Aisha.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya. Ahahaya.
Ahahaya.
Leva'a. Isaiah. Yahweh. Aisha. Shemayim. Shemayim. Barakasa. Ayathan. Bamawat. Gauka. Ayanuwa. Shamarka. Ana. La'a. Yanuwa. Wala'a. Yayashun. Shawamah. Yasha'Allah. Yahweh. Shamarka. Yahweh. Tazolka. Al-Yad. Yamyaka. Yawmah. Ashamash. La'a. Yikaka. Wayarak. Baladi Yalam. Yahweh. Yashamarka. Nicole Rudd. Yashamar. After the Pashka. Yahweh. Yashamar. Tessa Afka. Wabawaka. Ayatha. Wa'ai. Awallah.
I will lift up my eyes into the hill.
I will lift up my eyes to the
Which
hill.
cometh my
I
help.
will come
My
from
help cometh from your house.
help coming from your house.
Which made heaven and
It's
earth.
made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
Even not something I put
He
before.
that keepeth thee
He that keepeth
will
thee
not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth
he
Israel
that keepeth
shall
Israel
neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
And how is thy keeper?
How is thy
And
keeper?
how is thy shade upon thy right
How is
hand?
thy shade upon thy right
The sun
hand?
shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by
nor the
day,
moon by night.
nor the moon by
And I
night.
shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all
He
evil.
shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy
Yahweh
soul.
shall preserve thy going out.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going
And thy
out
coming in.
and thy coming in.
This time forth.
This time forth.
Even forevermore.
And forevermore. So be it. This is Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Al-Ahayim.
Al-Ahayim.
Al-Dabayalaka.
Al-Dabayalaka.
Al-Zakaras.
Al-Zakaras.
Al-Shakwa.
Al-Shakwa.
Al-Yahanna.
Yahanna.
Al-Yabika.
Al-Yabika.
Yahweh Yawan.
Yahweh Yawan.
Mama Shadayaka.
Al-Shadai.
Nasha'abu.
Nashab.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Aimaka.
Al-Aimaka.
Ya'ar-Yawan.
Yahweh.
Yar-Yamwa.
Yahweh.
Sawaz.
Sawaz.
Fayataya'at Hazawaz.
Al-Shadai.
Al-Tazapwanyaka.
Al-Shadai.
Marwa. The Kawa. Al-Akakida.
Al-Qadida.
Gaya.
Gaya.
Mala'ah. Yasakar. Sham Yasha'ah.
Yasha'ah.
Aywan.
Aywan.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa'ai Tazawaz.
Awai Tazawah.
La.
La.
Yakadwa.
Yakadwa.
Al-Yakar.
Ayika.
Barya.
Barya.
Yakarakwa.
Rafa.
Allah. Ahaliya.
Ahaliya.
Al-Wam.
Al-Wam.
Ayashma'aliya.
Ayishma'aliya.
Mama Abba.
Abu Abba.
Gaya.
Gaya.
Bo.
Bo.
Mama One.
One.
Mama La.
Mala.
Mama Shah.
Al-Shah.
Ayashah.
Ayishah.
There's a war.
War.
Gum Ashawar.
Ashawar.
Awawar.
Awawar.
Imam.
Imam.
Ayawar.
Ayawar.
Zawawar.
Zawawar.
The one in the what?
Badalawar.
Salah.
Salah.
Aishalaham.
Aishalaham.
Kabadi.
Kabadi.
Tasa Yasara'ah.
Tasa Yasara'ah.
Kayabi.
Kayabi.
Banakar.
Makar.
Koyashma.
Yashma.
Nashabadwa.
Nashabat.
Ba'ayanda Arab.
Ayanda.
Ayawar.
Ayawar.
Damar.
Damar.
Ayadama.
Adam.
Sayadamwa.
Ayadam.
And Yakumwa.
Yakum.
Karab.
Ayran.
Because of Abba.
Kasa'ab.
Because of Ba.
Kasa'ab.
Because of Manada.
Kasa'ab.
Calling us Ayakumwa.
Kama Saya Kama.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amarwa.
Marwa.
Nayarashad. Nayarashad.
Ayrashad.
Manawat.
Na.
Ah. Nayawat.
Nawa.
Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Alahayah.
Alahayah.
Sayadamwa.
Sayadam.
Agagala.
Gam.
The Wash.
Wash.
Alahayim. That's right. The Puncher Rakab.
Pandu Cup.
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
The Ba'ira Ya'ira.
Kama Iri
The
Iri.
Kalahaba.
Alahab.
The Lahat.
Alahab.
Arya.
Arya.
Khan.
Khan.
The Radakma.
Ramadan.
Masa'ira.
Masa'ir.
What was a Paka?
Mama Samupak.
The Bahali.
Mahalam.
The Mahalam.
Mahalam.
Mala'ah.
Mala'ah.
Manyaham.
Manya.
Walawan.
Malwan.
Mayabashwa.
Ayman.
Shimkat.
Shamkat.
Yahal.
Yahal.
Yabashwa.
Yabash.
Mayabahalwa.
Ayahal.
Ayya'a.
Ayahal.
Mayakaparwa.
Ayahal.
Mayabadwa.
Ayahal.
Mayada'aywa.
Ayahal.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Atha.
Atha.
Shimkat.
Shimkat.
Yahal.
Yahal.
Abadka.
Abadka.
Ayawan.
Ayawan.
Alkal.
Al.
Aratasa.
Keep not thy silence on your house.
Keep not thy silence on
Hold
your
not
house.
thy peace.
Hold not thy
Be
peace.
not still on your
And
house.
be not still on your
For
house.
lo,
For lo,
thy enemies make a tumble.
thy enemies make a
And
total.
they that hate thee
And they that hate
have
thee
lifted up the
have
head.
lifted up the
They
head.
taking crafty counsel
They are taking crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy people.
Consulting
And consulting
against thy hateful ones.
against thy hateful
They have
ones.
said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off.
and let us cut them off.
Being the nation,
From being the nation.
the name of
Let
Israel,
the name of
may
Israel
be no more remembered.
be no more remembered.
They have consulted
That
together.
they have consulted
With
together
one consent.
with one
They
consent.
are confederate against
They are confederate against
the
thee.
tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of the
And the Israelites.
and the Israelites.
Moab.
Moab.
The Hagarenes.
The Hagarenes.
The Bar.
The Baal.
Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
The Philistines.
The Philistines.
Which inhabit this entire
With
region.
the inhabitants of
As
Tyre.
also is joined with them.
As is also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of
They
life.
have opened the children of
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them.
You unto them
As unto the
as
Midianites.
unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabez.
As to
The
Japan.
brook of
At the
Kissar.
brook of
Which
Kissar.
perished at Endor.
Which perished at
They
Endor.
became a dump on the
They
earth.
became as dumb for the
Made
earth.
the nobles like Moran.
Make their nobles like a
And
rat.
like the egg.
And like the head.
Yea.
Yea.
All their princes.
All their princes.
As a fire.
As a fire.
As a moon.
And as a moon.
Saying,
Who say,
let us take to ourselves
let us take to
the
ourselves
houses of the Most High and possess
the
them.
houses of the Most High possession. Oh, my power.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a
As
wheel.
the stubble before the wind.
As the stubble before the
As the
wind.
fire burneth the wood.
As the fire running for
As
wood.
the flame sets the mountains on
As
fire.
the flames set the mountains on fire.
Persecute them.
So persecute
With thy
them
temper.
with thy tempest.
Make them afraid.
And make them afraid
With thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
And fill their faces with
They
shame.
may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy
O
name.
Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be
Let
confounded.
them be confounded.
In
In
trouble
trouble forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
Perish.
And perish.
Men may know
That men may know
that
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
the Most High,
of the Most High, over all the earth. So be it. This is lessons for the power structure in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, La Yahweh Shah, Mama Yaka'ala, Wa Alahaya, Tazmiyah, Alawak Yahana, Alawak Yahana, Asarani, Akwataziyah, Hakayayawa, Wa Akwak Yahweh, Wa Hashem Yahushua, Guadaman.
Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushua.
And
Yahushua.
And Mayaka'ala. And the angels.
Commanding General
The generals.
Captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Verse. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you,
King
Yahweh.
of heaven and
King
earth.
of heaven and
In
earth.
all things living.
In all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Said he was in
Said
curse.
he was in curse.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against
That
us.
speak against
Thy
us.
prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
The
princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
And the school.
And the school.
Said he was in curse.
Said he was in curse.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose the
And
treasures.
shake with the treasures
Of the rich of Israel.
of the rich of Israel.
That refused to give to the
That refused to give to the
Force
spoil.
their riches.
Force their riches.
Into thy sanctuary.
Into thy
Said
sanctuary.
he was in curse.
Said he was in curse.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction. To the Edomites.
The nation.
And the nation.
The drug dealers.
And the drug dealers.
The court system.
The court system.
The prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
African synagogues and armies.
Eminent synagogues and
Roman
all.
Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
Pope.
The Pope.
Islam. Christianity. Egyptology.
Egyptology. Militia.
Klux Klan.
Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Skinhead.
Posse Comitatus.
Posse Comitatus. The gay movement. Lesbians.
Spies.
Workers
of witchcraft.
of witchcraft.
As a space program.
As space
Army. Navy. Air Force.
Marines.
Wall
Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airways.
And the airways.
Cable access channel.
Cable access
And
channel.
the radio channel.
And the radio channel.
Break the spirit.
Convict the spirit.
Of any of thy people.
Of any of thy
And
people.
seek to stop us.
And seek to stop us.
Destruction.
It brings with destruction
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That stand in the way.
That stand in the way.
Trying to stop us.
Trying to stop us.
Broadcasting your words.
From broadcasting your words. Throughout the planet
Let
Earth.
them solve the place.
Let them solve the place.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Through the earth.
Through the earth.
And consume them.
And consume them.
Let the plague.
Let the plague.
Shake the house of the thief.
Shake the house of the
And the murderer.
And the murderer.
Let your house shine.
Let your house shine.
Yaka'ala.
Yaka'ala.
Come down with the flying saucer.
Come down with the flying
Punish
saucer.
all the heathen.
Punish all the heathen.
Come up against us.
Come up against us.
As we speak thy word.
As we speak thy
Cause
word.
it to be known by all.
Cause it to be known by all.
That it is the angels.
That is the angels.
That has done.
That have done.
Cause it to be spread.
Cause it to be spread.
Through the media.
Through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause it to shake and they coming.
Cause it to shake as they come.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Always.
Always.
So be.
So big. This is blessed Israel in Hebrew, Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua. Rakdanah. Yasha'Allah. Haviyah. Sapari. Barak. Lapad. Lagun. Hashem Yahushua. The Guadaman.
The angels will be sailors.
Power.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
And
the school.
And the school.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Heal.
Shield.
Shield.
Protect.
Protect.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Sar. Sister Yusha. Israel, one courtesy salute. In Israel, I might you Shabbat, I mother, the rock,
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatah, Yatamita, Sar, Sisters Iman. In Israel, one courtesy salute to the sisters. In Israel, I might you Shabbat, I mother, the rock,
Yahweh Shabbat Alatah Hashem Yahushua.
Yatamita, dismissed. Alright, so just one more thing I gotta. So today also begins the Feast of First Fruits, okay? It's 7 Sabbaths or 50 days, and on June the 20th is when we'll have that holy convocation, okay? So understand that God's Day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread also begins once we do the service sundown. Also starts Feast of First Fruits, but the Holy Convocation is on June 20th. So with that, Shalom.